sliver of Montgomery County and a little bit more of Prince George's County. Look at all the lightning, indicating that the storm's not weakening. It's more than likely intensifying. So even if it weren't tornadic, okay, we're still looking at winds of 50 or 60 miles per hour with this storm. Remember, everyone around it is under a severe thunderstorm warning. So that means winds are at least 58 miles per hour and or hail. Don't see any hail with this, but we do see frequent lightning, rainfall rates, as Michaela mentioned, 1 to 2 inches per hour. And that goes until 7 o'clock, but the severe thunderstorm warning also goes until 7 o'clock. And we'll see if they extend any of these further to the north and to the east.
Topper,
yeah.
Like you're saying, we're continuing to watch as this moves off towards the east-northeast, but we're getting some info from the National Weather Service, and it does say that this is radar indicated, like you mentioned before, so we're not actually seeing it on the ground quite yet, but some things that they're watching, some areas, Hyattsville, Tacoma Park, by about 6:50, so about 2 minutes from now, if not right about now, we'll be seeing that tornadic activity in that region, and they're saying it's moving only at about 25 miles per hour. So this is a slow moving system, Topper. And all this rain, people will not be able to see it. You're going to hear this one, but it's going to be something called rain wrapped, where we can't see the tornado because of how heavy that rainfall is.
Yeah, so don't try to go outside and look for it. Just go ahead and take cover. Lower level, basement, of course, is your best bet, but away from windows, interior room, because this is pretty serious. Again, it is radar indicated, but still, we got some pretty strong winds. So Chillen at about 6:57, Tacoma Park at about 6:59, Langley Park at about 7:01. The warning itself goes until 7 o'clock, as does the severe thunderstorm warning, kind of wrapped around it until 7 o'clock. But has frequent lightning, and again, great point, Michaela. I mean, when it is this time of evening and you have these clouds that extend way into the atmosphere, blocks the sunlight, you get the heavy rain, you can't see the tornado. You're not going to don't try to get a picture of it. You're not going to be able to do that. I want you to take cover, okay? There's Howard University Hospital. That is definitely in the path right now. Let's just hope they maintain power. Chillen, that's in the path as well at about 6:57. Tacoma Park, 6:59, and Langley Park at about 7:01. Again, it's radar indicated, but still, Brooklyn, Taylor Street Northeast, I would take cover. Park Road Northwest, I would definitely take cover. And as Michaela mentioned, 25 miles an hour really isn't that fast for a severe thunderstorm or a tornado. Oftentimes they move 40 to 60 miles per hour. So this is, relatively speaking, not a fast-moving storm or tornado. But if you're across into parts of Prince George's County and even farther north, zoom out just a little bit more, Michaela, like in College Park, you still should probably take, cover, even though you're just outside that warning. So there's 410 and there's Silver Spring. You're just outside of it as well. But again, if you're in this area, College Park, a little bit to the north and west of College Park, Hyattsville, even especially Chillen as well, you're actually in the warning.
Yeah, Topper, that's actually very close to where we're seeing that rotation right now. I know it can be kind of tough to see on this map. I'll throw on the velocity so you can see what I'm seeing, but I am seeing some of that rotation just to the southeast of Chillen and to the north of Mount Rainier. That's where we're seeing the tightest rotation. Now, I say tight kind of loosely because it's not super tight rotation. It is on the broad side right now. But if we're getting any rotation, it's going to be right about, I'm going to put a little circle on it so you can see if we're getting that rotation right near this area.
Right. Okay. So if you're on Eastern Avenue or somebody in Hyattsville, Monroe Street, Queensbury Road. I mean, these are places that even Bladensburg, you need to take cover. Go to an interior room, a basement. A lot of these houses actually do have basements. Go to the basement, certainly away from windows, and in an interior room at the very least with this storm. Because, and even if it's not rotating, it's going to have pretty strong winds. And it's a tremendous amount of lightning. We're looking at rainfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour, and we're looking at, the potential for at least 58, 60 mile per hour winds. We're looking also so right around the DC PG line, they've got 60 knot winds. That's fairly impressive. So that's right here, just as you're exiting DC in the Prince George County. So again, whether or not it's rotating, the winds are up to about 70 miles per hour. So
yeah.
that is,
And Topper, when you say 70 miles per hour, or you're talking about 60, 68, I want you to think about driving down 95. If you're driving down 95, the speed limit is usually 55 to 65 miles an hour, depending on which lane you're in. But think about when you stick your hand out the window at that time. That's how strong these winds are, if not stronger than that. So these are dangerously strong winds, even if you're not in the tornado warning.
right. And hopefully, you've had some time to get your umbrella down, your table and chairs inside, because we talked about severe storms anyway today. And in this case, it's possibly tornadic, but winds 60 to 70 miles per hour, that will do a lot of damage. It can pull shingles off your roof. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, with all the rain we've had, you're going to see a lot of trees uprooted as opposed to snapped off because of the soil. So Chillum, I would take cover right now. You're running on 410. Also, I would take cover just to the west of Hyattsville as well. I would go ahead and take cover in South Dakota? South Dakota Avenue Northeast, I'd take cover. Agger Road, Queensbury Road, 34th Street, Rhode Island Avenue, all of these places, if I say them out loud, take cover. If you know someone there, give them a call, text them, DM them. If you're there, why don't you take cover right now? Yep.
So if you're taking cover right now, you hear your location named, how long should you be prepared to stay covered in your basement or some interior room?
Let's say you're in Chillum and I go, hey, hit the basement.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to stay there more than 5 to maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, obviously the best place to go is the basement, but the hall interior room, okay, there's no windows, so that's good. You could cover yourself with a blanket or mattress, but yes, the safest place is the basement. And some of those homes there do actually have basements. You get into southern Maryland, it's less common, but yeah, a hall is a good place to go, but yeah, the basement is absolutely your best place to go in this particular case. You don't want to be around a kitchen, you don't want to be around outside room with outside windows. It's flying debris that causes all the injuries. So that's why we'd say inside, you're a little much safer away from windows and flying debris. But yeah, basement is always your best case. Okay, Michael, we can go back to the radar, if you would, for just a second. So we've got the tornado warning. Again, we have reports of winds up to 70 miles per hour on the D.C. Prince George's County line, and this is the storm right here. Okay, it is just to the east of Silver Spring, northeast D.C., and around College Park. So we've got severe thunderstorm warnings. They've extended that, I see, off to the north and the east, but this is the tornado warning that we're kind of covering right now until 7 o'clock. We'll see if they move this. Michaela, have you checked radar scope? I mean, do you see any better?
I'm looking at it right now, Top, and it's really not too impressive. I'm not seeing a tight couplet. I'm seeing at best, I would say maybe some straight line winds coming from this one. That there is some rotation that we're seeing, but it's really not looking too impressive anymore.
Okay, all right. But we do know that the winds are still going to be fairly impressive, 50,
Absolutely.
60, 70 miles per hour. So College Park, you're under severe thunderstorm warning, so expect winds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. And we're going to keep the tornado warning here. I don't know if they're going to extend that northward or not. It is just in northeast D.C., around Howard University and up toward Chillum.
I'm not seeing anything from National Weather Service about extending quite yet.
Good. Okay, that's good. But that said, you're still encompassed with a severe thunderstorm warning around that tornado warning. So it's just still a dangerous storm. And it doesn't, always take a tornado to bring down a tree or bring a tree on a house or bring a tree on a car. So yes, this is still a big storm. In College Park, you're not in the tornado warning, but you are in the severe thunderstorm warning. And they have extended the warning. So Bowie, get ready. Big storm heading your way. Silver Spring, it is just to your east, but you're having some pretty big rainfall. So if you're out on the Beltway right now, going east, it's just going to be a mess. I mean, look at the radar past couple of hours. A pretty solid line of storms. And we talked about this today being a little bit more oomph, a little more impressive, but also the coverage is much larger today than it was yesterday. And so we issued the weather impact alert for life-threatening weather, and that's why we did that. We've had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, and now we have a tornado warning in northeast D.C. over the line a little bit into Prince George's County. So I would say go ahead and zoom in really fairly tight right there, and let's see what we have going on. So College Park, you're not in it, but Chilham, you're in it. You should take cover right now. Don't be on Eastern Avenue right now. Don't be on South Dakota Avenue, or even Rhode Island, or even 34th Street, even Agar Road. These are all areas you need to be taking cover from this storm. Could still cause you a problem even if you're sitting by a window looking at the storm and it just produces a wind gust of 70 miles per hour. That could cause a tree or a limb to go through. So take cover in these areas. There's 650, there's Eastern Avenue, there's South Dakota Road. Brooklyn, you're not out of the woods yet either. Even Petworth and Brightwood, another 10 minutes, I would say, take cover there. Howard University, you're probably all right. Still some heavy rain, but I think the kids are going to be fine there. Yes?
It's been dropped.
It's been dropped. Excellent. Okay, so zoom back out. So we still have the severe thunderstorm warning around it. Okay, great. Okay, great. And so it's taken down. So we're in pretty good shape. But again, I want to emphasize, Zoe, that storm can still produce winds of 70 miles per hour. So it's still a tremendous storm. It will come down here in a minute as our clocks catch up. But the yellow boxes, that is a severe thunderstorm warning.
So Todd, when you were talking earlier about this being radar indicated as opposed to someone actually seeing a tornado on the ground, what conditions are you looking at here on radar to understand or to see that this is a potential tornado?
Well, a Doppler radar can, the whole key of Doppler radar, it was modernized, weather service modernized in the 90s, so it can see a raindrop being driven at certain rates of speeds in certain directions.
Okay.
So that gives us an idea how strong the wind is, and if the directions are changing and going toward the radar site or away from the radar site.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
so that will tell us, oh, there's some rotation in there. But remember, I mean, it's an algorithm, and not every algorithm is perfect. And they said it was Doppler indicated, and it may have happened. We'll see if they have any damage, and then we'll go and investigate that tomorrow if that were the case. But right now, these are just monster storms with a tremendous amount of lightning. You know, we checked early, and we're looking at the tops of these were 45,000 feet. We had a couple storms yesterday that were up to 60,000 feet, and they were just across the bay over toward Easton. So the good news here is that once this rolls through, that's going to be it. Now, we still have the flood warning, okay, in D.C. and eastern Fairfax and southern Montgomery until 8:45. So that means this is still dangerous, even though the heavy rain is about to push out of Silver Spring and move into the Prince George's County and Bowie area. And we may well see another flash flood warning extended there as well. But right now we have the severe thunderstorm warning for Anne Arundel County and Prince George's County till 7:45. So instead of extending the tornado warning, they extended the severe thunderstorm warning. Headed toward BWI, headed toward Bowie at about 7:05. Haley, are the airports still in, is BWI still running? Okay, and then look at that, over to Severn at about 7:31, BWI at about 7:39. This is a massive storm, and the lightning has really impressed me today. And also, BWI is still up and running, but I would think in the next half an hour they might have a brief ground stoppage. Check if you know somebody coming in or out. So look at all the strikes there between Dunkirk and La Plata. I mean, 215 strikes. And remember, get three types of lightning. First of all, it's 10 times hotter than the surface of the sun, so. Okay, so you've got cloud to ground lightning. You have ground back to cloud, and you have cloud to cloud lightning. So that's why you see folks that get struck by lightning when it's not raining and the storm's not even there yet, or when it's past, because it can go cloud to cloud. All right, so there's a number of strikes, 215. Okay, there are the warnings. So we have Anne Arundel to Calvert and Prince George's, 7:45. So they're just extending these warnings, and Anne Arundel and Prince George's also till 7:45. And that's going to be very close to 97. And if you know anybody trying to get around on 200 ICC, it's got some very heavy rain as it meets up with 95. Fredericksburg's is some moderate rainfall, but look, we have a little gap out toward Loudoun County and Leesburg. And once this rolls through, we're looking at just some light showers. We're not going to clear out. We're not going to cool down, unfortunately. But once this clears out, and it will move across the bay in about 3 hours or so, we're still going to be left with some light showers. But for the most part, that's it. So by 8 o'clock, it's still very intense down into southern Maryland. and we'll keep a close eye on that in case we see any more rotation. But by 10 o'clock, boom, it's just light showers. See the shades of green? That's it. So just light showers, and then we're looking at by 10 o'clock, by midnight, just some light showers as well. So essentially good news, though. Another couple hours if you're in southern Maryland.
Okay, good news for sure. Thank you, Top. And yeah, we are going to continue to track these storms. If you're with us right now on WUSA 9 Plus, stay tuned for a brand new episode of The First with Leslie Foster. If not, if you're here on broadcast, we will see you back here tonight at 11, sooner if conditions warrant. Have a great night until then.